I'm so excited that I'm up with the moon to catch the first ferry from Langdale to Horseshoe Bay. This road trip is taking us to the Lightchasers Nature Photography Conference in Pincher Creek, Alberta. The 3-day event will feature presentations by some of Canada's top photographers. Stick around for more information on the conference a little later in the video. After a long day's drive, home for the night is in Revelstoke, BC. First, a good supper and then an early night because tomorrow morning is going to come early too. Day 2's destination is to Canmore, Alberta. The first part of the route I'm taking is through the gorgeous Rogers Pass. The second leg of today's journey will be Highway number 1 from Golden through Banff to Canmore. So far, this trip has been more about being behind the wheel than being behind the lens. I did, however, make a little bit of time to try and capture a few images of Canmore's gorgeous Three Sisters. One absolute bonus to this conference is that it took place in a part of the world where I have a lot of family. On my way to spend some time with my sister in southern Alberta, I found this gorgeous spot to stop and make some breakfast. This little fellow was keeping me company over breakfast. I have no idea what this little critter is. If you know, please leave it in the comments below. While visiting southern Alberta, I couldn't resist going for a hike through the coulees. I'm sure you'd agree with me that this area of Canada is stunningly beautiful. My next southern Alberta destination, the Crow's Nest Pass, which was to be my home base during the conference. During my short stay in the Crow's Nest Pass, I was hosted by friend, family member, and local historian John 𝐂𝐚𝐬, who took me for an amazing ramble through the Frank Slide. I'll leave a link to John's many wonderful articles below. If you're a history buff like me, you'll want to check them out for sure. A big thank you to John and his kitty George for the hospitality. After many miles and wonderful visits, the conference was finally here. Day 1 started with a little orientation, a fun meet and greet, and some very thoughtful gift bags. The evening got off to a great start and ended on a high with keynote speaker Adam Gibbs. I have long admired Adam's work, so I was super stoked to pick up this at a really decent price. Conference day number 2 started pretty early for me as I wanted to capture some images of the windmills over the prairies. Then it was off to Lumbrick Falls for the Good Morning shoot with Fujifilm. While Lumbrick Falls is really, really beautiful, I have to be completely honest and say I wasn't very excited about this, probably because I do a lot of waterfall photography while at home. I think my lack of enthusiasm definitely shows in the disappointing images I took of the falls. Truth is, I was much more interested in shooting the bridge. I was, however, extremely enthusiastic about the coffee. Thanks, fellas from Fujifilm. The final 2 days were jam-packed with fabulous speakers and presentations. My personal favorite was Beth Allen's presentation on how not to die while storm chasing. I did learn from and truly enjoy every presentation that I watched, up to and including the panel discussion on social media. Last words on Lightchasers Photography Conference. This event was both well organized and welcoming. It was well worth every cent of the very reasonable price. More good news is that there'll be another conference next year. So make sure you get your tickets and don't miss out. I give this event 5 stars. All too soon it was time to go, and I was on the road again, heading to my hometown of Fernie, BC to visit my son and his beautiful wife. During this trip, I wanted to make a point of visiting the ancient Cottonwood Trail in Morrissey. This trail is home to the world's oldest known black cottonwood trees. For anybody thinking of visiting this trail, a word of caution. There is a very real chance of a tree falling on you, especially on a windy day. Still, the trail is pretty short, and on the right day, in the right light, I think you could come away with some very interesting images. But sadly for me, not today. The days in Fernie passed way too quickly, and now it was time for me to hit the road and head for the Sunshine Coast. On my journey back, I took the road less traveled, the Bull River Road, that is. And then I decided to go the Kootenay Lake route. This was a very scenic route that involved 2 inland ferries and miles of gorgeous mountains and valleys. I'll leave you with a few last tidbits from the photography conference, and I just want to take this moment to say thank you so much for watching my channel. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time.